What's going on, guys? It's me, Dreamliner Fan 2016 here, and today we have another Roseville International Airport update for you guys, and this will be for the months of December 2023. Man, I'm super excited for this airport update as we got a plethora of new models in this airport update, and man, I'm just super excited. This is the last ever airport update for 2023 as tomorrow's New Year's Eve, and we're going to be rolling into 2024, so why not do this airport update and finish it off strong. So I'm just super excited to tackle all these airplanes in today's airport update. And yeah, once again, we got new models that I'm just super excited to add for this airport update, and many more to come, of course, but I think this is going to be very big to round off 2023, so I am beyond excited to do this airport update for you guys. So with that being said, I don't want to waste further time, and let's get started with our first aircraft at Gate Alpha 1. So with that being said, let's jump into Gate Alpha 1 for our first aircraft. Of course, we start here at Gate Alpha 1 with this United Airlines Boeing 777-200ER in the Evo Blue livery. And currently right now, she's getting the cargo loaded, so you can see the ULD loader right there, and the fuel truck and the pushback tug is already connected to the aircraft. And she's going to be heading out to Yoshi Island International Airport, where she departed out of Roseville at 1:25 p.m. And of course, this is the subscriber route for Aviation LAS, or my friend Eduardo. So this one's for you, Aviation LAS right there. And yes, I also got new GSC equipment. So you can see, you got the ULD loader. These are actually like the old Gemini Jets GSC equipment they had. I'm not sure what year it was, but I think it's somewhere around like 2001 or like 2003. I do have the box. Actually, you know what? Let me look at that right now. So let me look. So the box came out somewhere around, I'm just trying to look. Hang on, guys. So I have the box with me right there. So I'm guessing, I don't even know, because like I'm looking at the box. It doesn't say like a year number or like when this was like released, but the item number is GJAPS001. So if you can like put that down and tell me what year it is in the comments, let me know. But other than that, really nice to have these old Gemini Jets GSC equipment here in this airport update. And yeah, nice to have more GSC equipment because I would definitely need a lot of those in some of my airports, especially for like an airport like this, because like it doesn't seem like lively without any like GSC equipment. But yeah, like I said, really nice to have some GSC equipment here in this month's airport update. And many more airport updates will feature these GSC equipment in like 2024. So yeah, really nice to have them. So once again, this United 222 is heading out to Yoshi Island Airport. Next up, we got an amazing row of United main lines right here. Let's start off here at Gate Alpha 2 with the United Airlines Airbus A319. And she had just arrived from Eugene, Oregon as flight, well, I don't know what exactly the flight number is, but it's kind of like some kind of like random flight number. And she had just arrived in Roseville at 3:32 p.m. And of course, she sports in the Evo Blue colors because she looks absolutely beautiful in this livery. And currently right now, the pushback is about to get ready. We just gotta like wait for the baggage, like the conveyor belt to like finish its loading. Well, it kind of did, just waiting to pull off the aircraft. And she's gonna be heading out to KSNA, which is, I'm thinking that's Santa Ana, like Orange County, John Wayne Santa Ana International Airport. I think that's the airport's name. And she departed out of Roseville at 2:18 p.m., which is 15 minutes behind a 2:03 p.m. departure time. So, quite unfortunate that this aircraft was delayed, but I think the reason for that is because, like, I think traffic congestion at this airport, because, like, the holiday season, of course it is very busy because it's December, and, like, the holiday travel really increases. Like, I think it's bigger than Thanksgiving, or maybe it's, like, equal, but I think that's how it is. But other than that, it is what it is, and yeah, there's kind of like at some point some delays for like a big airport. Well, this is kind of like a mid-sized airport, but it's gonna be like handling delays for many of these flights because of like the weather, the passengers, and then all that. So yeah, once again, we have this I do wish I had the Delta A319 in my collection, but yeah, that's on a future time. But we do have this United A319 at Gate Alpha 2. And at Gate Alpha 3, we have a new, well, actually, this is a brand new model in my collection. So, this is actually debuting in KRVL for the first time. But right here, we have the United Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 9 in the Continental Globe livery by NG models. Man, I've been looking forward to have a United MAX 9 in my collection, in my United Airlines collection. And there she is right there, sitting perfectly at Gate Alpha 3, man. very fortunate, and NG Models did a wonderful job on this model right here. Of course, if you saw Mass Unboxing 10, this model was featured in this airport update, well, in that unboxing, of course. And this is one of like the models I got during Airliners International 2023, and man, it looks so nice. Anyways, she had just arrived in Roseville International Airport after coming in from Houston IAH, so George Bush Intercontinental Airport right there. And she landed here in Roseville at 10:09 p.m., which is the evening flight. And currently, she is gonna she gotta get the catering done because she's currently getting the catering done, waiting for the pushback tug to come. And soon she's gonna be heading out to Houston IAH, which is the returning flight. And she departed out of Roseville at 5:39 a.m., which is the next day. So, once again, I'm really glad to have this beautiful United Max 9 in my collection. And man, she looks absolutely perfect right there. Wow. Once again, great job NG Models on this model right here. This model was released from the February 2023 releases from NG. And over here at Gate Alpha 4, we have its, kind of like counterpart to like the Max 9, but we do have the United Airlines Boeing 737 Max 8, and she had just arrived from Denver International Airport, and she landed here in Roseville at 10:12 p.m., which is the afternoon Denver flight. And that's the kind of look. Okay, just making sure. And she'll be heading out to Los Angeles International Airport, where she departed out of Roseville at 3:27 p.m. So, really nice to feature this aircraft once again. Of course, I think we're getting Max 8s daily in from Sacramento now at this time, because I think it's usually around the winter season where the Max 8s will be daily in Sacramento International. They would come from O'Hare, Denver, or sometimes Newark Liberty International. But really nice to feature this model right here from Gemini Jets. Yeah, it's a very nice model from Gemini Jets. I hope NG Models can do this. Hopefully soon. They might. Who knows? But yeah, really nice to stick with the Gemini version on this model right there. And I will probably replace that if ever NG does a United Max 8 in the future. And over here at Gate Alpha 4, we have another new model to add to that lineup. And that is the United Airlines Boeing 767-400ER in the Continental Globe livery by Gemini Jets. Now this model came from Mass Unboxing 9, so if you saw Mass Unboxing 9, this model was featured, and there she is right there, making her debut for the December 2023 update. Man, I'm really glad to have this model in my collection. My first United 767 in my collection. I'm hoping I can get a 767-300ER at some point, but the 767-400ER will do. They don't fly to the West Coast or anything. It's kind of mainly on the East Coast. Made Newark Liberty, Washington Dulles, and yeah, so hopefully I can see one at some point in the future because the 764 from United Airlines is very nice. It's a very nice looking aircraft. Anyways, she had just arrived from, let's see, okay, sound good. Look, okay, so she had just arrived from Newark Liberty International Airport, where she landed here in Roseville at 12:53 p.m. And currently she is getting loaded up for the passengers, and the ULD loader just finished up its loading of the cargo, and she's gonna be heading out to, let's say, actually, I was gonna send her to send her to an obscure route like Honolulu or something, but she's gonna be making the returning flight to Newark Liberty, where she departed out of Roseville at 3:30 p.m. So, once again, am I looking at right? Okay, I'm just making sure. So, once again, she had just departed out of Roseville at 3:30 p.m. So, once again, I'm really glad to have this United 767-400ER in my collection. And yeah, really nice model. And of course, Gemini Jets is going to be doing the United Evil Blue livery in the future. So, they added that as a feature release in late November. So, I'm just super excited to see if I can get that. Or maybe if NG can do one. Well, I don't think NG has not yet released their 767's mold. They have not released their 767 molds as of yet, so it's gonna take a while. But I'm kind of sticking more on Gemini Jets other than Panda. Although I would like to go for Panda, but I think most likely I'll just go for the Gemini Jets version for now. And probably if NG does a United Evil Blue 767, then I can swap that with the NG version instead. So really nice to have this model. I will keep this model because it's nice, and yeah, Gemini Jets is one of Gemini Jets' first 767 molds, and yeah, a really nice mold to add to my collection, and she looks absolutely very nice getting loaded up for the passengers here at Gate Alpha 4. Alright, moving on to the Delta section right here. Let's begin here at Gate Alpha 6 with this Delta Airlines Airbus A220-300. Another new model added to my collection, and more in particular, my Delta Airlines collection. and I'm very fortunate to finally have a Delta Airlines Airbus A220-300 in my collection. This is the Gemini Jets. I think this is the November 2022 release. Of course, like the updated mold and all that. And yeah, the very high nose landing gear. While it has some defective flaws on this model, it is what it is. But other than that, I'm just really glad to have this Delta A220 in my collection, and she looks absolutely very nice. And yeah, Gemini Jets did a wonderful job on this model. And yeah, this is one of the models I got from Airliners International 2023. Of course, you saw Mass Unboxing 10. Well, if you saw Mass Unboxing 10, then that model was also featured as well, along with the United Max 9. But I'm very fortunate to have this model regardless. So, she had just arrived here in Roseville from Salt Lake City at 12:02 p.m. and currently she is loading the passengers, and the belt loader just finished his loading of the bags, and she's going to be heading out to Salt Lake City for the returning flight, where she departed out of Roseville at 1:40 p.m. Now you might be wondering, what is a Delta Airlines plane doing here at Gate Alpha 6 while that's supposed to be a United Airlines gate? Well, they kind of like changed things up a bit, so they made Gate Alpha 6 a Delta and United Airlines gate instead, so that way like Delta can have more flights, and then yeah, more flights out of Roseville and even more United flights out of Roseville as well, so they kind of want to make it equal. And yeah, really nice to feature this aircraft. Of course, like I think around December, like during the winter season, an A220-300 would come from Salt Lake City from Sacramento during the winter season. Now, I'm not sure during the summer season if that changes, because like usually a Salt Lake City route can be used from like a 737-800, an Airbus A220, or possibly the Delta E175. So, oh boy, I'm just super excited to talk about that next aircraft. But I'm not sure if either of those flights, because like I'm not sure if summer gets like, I know summer, like during the summer season there will be an A319, I'm guessing. Well, mostly in the winter season, more focus on the winter season, there will be an Airbus A220-300, an A220-100, and a 737-800 that would operate that route. But I'm guessing during the summer season it's either an A319, A220, or possibly the Embraer E175. So not really showing that, but I do want to like look back on my photos and like all like the flight stuff from the summer of Sacramento International Airport. But other than that, we do have this A220, and yeah, I've been checking on that route, and yeah, that flies during the winter season. So here we have this A220-300, and we're gonna move on to Gate Alpha 7 because oh my god, I'm just super excited about this aircraft right here. I don't even know where to begin. So yeah, once again, this Delta Airbus A220-300 had just arrived from Salt Lake City, and she's gonna be making the return flight out there. But next aircraft, oh boy, here we go everybody, let's go into Gate Alpha 7 because there is a special aircraft at that gate. Man, I'm just super excited. So without being said, let's jump into Gate Alpha 7. Oh my gosh. Wow. Just wow. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, audience of all ages, and anywhere in between, right here at Gate Alpha 7, we have the Gemini Jets 1/400 scale Delta Connection Embraer ERJ 175 with enhanced winglets. Wow, just wow. Oh my god, I am so happy to finally feature this model in this month's airport update. Of course, for the past airport updates I did for Roseville International Airport, I've been demanding Gemini Jets to make a Delta E175, and finally, December 2023, it's finally here, so I can finally be quiet about Gemini Jets making another Delta E175 because I'm glad to represent this model in today's airport update. Man, thank you so much Gemini Jets, Todd, Michaels, Elliot, and everybody who works at that company. You are amazing, and man, I don't even have words to describe this feeling right now. I'm just super happy to finally feature this aircraft in this month's airport update, and she looks absolutely amazing. The baggage belt loader is currently loading up the bags into the plane, and the pushback tug is about to connect to the airplane. But man, I'm just super happy to finally have this beautiful model in my collection. I've been I've been like thinking about having a E175 in an airport update for a very long time, and finally it's here. There's no other way to like say it. It's finally here. We are here, ladies and gentlemen. The Roseville International December 2023 airport update. The debut of the Delta Connection Embraer ERJ-175. Wow. What an amazing model from Gemini Jets. I don't even know where to describe it. It's just absolutely beautiful. So, she had just arrived from, well, I gotta do it, everybody. So, she had just arrived from Seattle-Tacoma International Airport, where she landed here in Roseville at 3:27 p.m. And of course, this is actually my most flown flight because, like, I've been on a Delta 175 from Seattle to Sacramento 3 times. So, that's kind of like that's a lot for a flight. Of course, Seattle to Sacramento and back is my most flown route. Well, most likely the outbound leg from Seattle-Tacoma International Airport. So, of course, my recent one was actually, like, December 10th. So, I did fly on an Embraer E175 from Seattle to Sacramento, and that was a pretty much fun flight, I will add. So, really nice to have this aircraft to represent that, and yeah, just super happy to finally have this model in my collection. And she's gonna be departing the returning flight to Seattle-Tacoma International Airport, where she departed out of Roseville at 4:24 p.m. Wow, I can't believe I said that, but man, what a beautiful model from Gemini Jets. Once again, thank you so much, Gemini Jets, for making this model. Man, it's just like, it's a blessing. There's no other words. It's just a blessing from the heavens, the Gemini Jets heavens to be exact, and man, I'm so happy to feature this model. It's a long time coming in. It's like a long time coming. Let's just say that. I'm just super happy. Of course, I've seen some people who debuted their E175s on their airport updates, but man, I don't even have words. I can talk about this Delta E175 all day. Just how beautiful this model is, and of course, I did get to see November, like, is it 274? Yeah, 274 Sierra Yankee. I did get to see November 274 Sierra Yankee at Sacramento back in February 2022. But, man, I'm super happy to feature this model. Once again, thank you so much, Gemini Jets, for featuring this, well, debuting this model or releasing this model on the October 2023 releases. And wow. And Todd Michaels, if you're seeing this right now, thank you so much for bringing this model to everybody's collection. Well, debuting this model. Originally, it was a feature release set, but it got announced on the October 2023 releases. And me, along with the other aviation enthusiasts or the model collectors, are so happy, and no words can really describe it. Wow. I already did like an unboxing video out of these two Delta E175, well, out of this model in particular, so if you haven't seen that, then you can check that out on the card. But man, it's a very nice video that I made, probably one of my favorite videos I did for 2023. But man, I'm super happy to finally feature this Delta E175 in my collection. Once again, thank you so much, Todd Michaels, Elliot, and the entire Gemini Jets crew for making this model in my collection. It was the first, well, the first 1/400 E175 ever since its flight back in like, well, when Delta Connection had this delivered back in like, I'm guessing 2016 was the year the Delta E175 for Delta. Like, the Delta E175 took its first flight, so I'm super happy it took that many years to finally see this model to be made. No words. Just no words. Once again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much, Gemini Jets, for this model right here. It looks absolutely beautiful, and no words can really describe it, but it's an amazing model, and it's still available, which I'm quite surprised. Probably, I think Todd said, like, they want to make sure that they make as much Delta 175 so everybody can have it. But other than that, I don't want to ramble too much or talk about too much about this Delta 175. But other than that, thank you so much, Gemini Jets. I know I said that for a couple of times, but thank you, Gemini Jets, for finally making this model in 1/400 scale. And I assure you enough, this is going to be a great model for upcoming airport updates that I'll be doing in the future. So once again, huge respect from Gemini Jets right there. You deserve the respect. Of course, Gemini Jets celebrates their 25th anniversary, and what a way to do so by releasing this model right here. Once again, thank you so much, Gemini Jets. I don't even have words. I've been talking a lot, so yeah, a perfect model to add to my Delta Connect, like my, I don't even have words, but a perfect model to add to my Delta like, this is literally a perfect model to add to my Delta Airlines fleet. No words can really describe it. It's a very awesome model, and I'm very happy to finally feature this model in this airport update, and therefore in my collection as well. So once again, this is the Delta E175. She had just arrived from Seattle-Tacoma International Airport, and she's gonna be making the returning flight to Seattle-Tacoma International Airport, which is my most flown route. So what a way to do so for this aircraft right here. And over here at Gate Alpha 8, we have this Delta Airlines Boeing 767-300ER. And of course, she had just arrived from New York's John F. Kennedy International Airport, where she arrived in Roseville at 11:13 p.m. So, of course, during the winter season, a Boeing 767-300ER from Delta Airlines would come to San Francisco somewhere around like the 11 o'clock hours. So, of course, this is like an aircraft swap to the 757, and that would usually they would usually send that aircraft during the winter season. Of course, we still get some 757s from JFK to SFO. So technically, the JFK service on the Delta 757 isn't over. So yeah, really nice to feature this 767. And yeah, it's an older Gemini Jets release. I'm still thinking about getting that recent 767 release, you know, like with the antennas and all that. But yeah, this is like a 2015 release from Gemini Jets, I think, for the 767. And what a way to like feature all these GSE equipment. So you got the catering truck at the L2 door, not L2 door, the R2 door, and then you also got the ULD loader loading up the cargo right there, and then you got the tractor and the ULD crates, the flatbeds right there, so that's where like the ULD crates would go. Of course, those feature like the bag, and then you also got the fuel truck right there, so really nice to represent a lot of these GSE equipment on this gate right here. So yeah, really nice to feature everything, of course, with my me purchasing all these like older Gemini Jets GSE equipment. It kind of like fills in many of the voids of all of these airplanes right there. So kind of most of a lot of my airplanes from this airport update have like every single GSE. Not every single airplane has a GSE equipment, which I'm okay with that. I'm looking to get more in the future, but for now, I'm okay with all these. And yeah, really nice to feature that many. And yeah, really nice to feature this Delta 767 in this airport update. So yeah, really nice model right there from the Gemini Jets, and once again, I'm looking forward to get the 2023 release in the near future. And over here at Gate Alpha 9, we have this Delta Airlines Boeing 737-900ER, and she had just arrived from the world's busiest airport, Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport, where she arrived here in Roseville at 5:29 p.m. And she's actually going to be overnighting here in Roseville, so quite the surprise right there. So I think that catering truck right there, I think she's going to finish off her catering, like unload all the old catering stuff from that flight, the previous flight, and then the pushback tug is going to tow the aircraft to the overnight stand where she's going to be overnighting for the next flight. I think she might be heading out to MSP or Atlanta on the next day, so yeah, I think that's how it's going to work right there. And yeah, really nice to feature this model. Of course, Gate Alpha 9 is a Breeze/Delta gate, so that's a hybrid gate. I think last month I did feature a Breeze aircraft, but for this month, it's now a Delta Airlines airplane, so really nice right there. And yeah, this is a very nice model from NG Models. I have been having this model for like 2 years, and it still represents really nicely at this airport right here. So yeah, really nice to have this model from NG Models. And yeah, it's a very nice model from them, so great work NG Models. And I'm really glad to represent this aircraft in this month's airport update. We're going to be skipping 2 gates and move on to Gate Alpha 12 with this Air Canada Express Bombardier CRJ-900. And of course, she had just arrived from Vancouver International Airport, where she landed here in Roseville at 11:41 a.m. So really nice to feature this aircraft, and thankfully they were on time, or they were early. So yeah, really nice that the Air Canada crew managed to get the flight early into Roseville, and yeah, we love to see it from Air Canada, and they continue their operations here in KRVL after, of course, it's been like June 2023 is when they started their operations here in Roseville, so really nice right there. And yeah, really nice to feature this aircraft. But for some reason, I don't know why, but I think for the Air Canada Toronto route to Sacramento, that hasn't been there for like a very long time. They stated that it's not seasonal. They stated that the route is year-round, so I don't know what happened, but I checked on Flight Radar 24 for the past few days, and I still haven't seen that plane come to Sacramento. So that Delta A220-300, I'm not sure if that's a seasonal route as of now, or maybe they're kind of like, I don't know what's the deal right there, but I haven't featured that Delta A220 here in Roseville for the past, like, I don't know if I featured it in October though, but November I did not feature that aircraft, and now we're here again in December and that aircraft is not there. So I'm assuming that the Toronto to Sacramento for Air Canada is seasonal, but if that all changes, then yeah, it is what it is. But so far, I haven't seen a Delta A220 not Delta, I haven't seen an Air Canada A220-300 in Sacramento as of late, so I don't know what's going on, but other than that, we do have this Air Canada's Express CRJ900 at Gate Alpha 12 to fill in the void, so it's a nice model from Gemini Jets, and I'm really glad to have this model in my collection. So that is it for the terminal right there. Now we're gonna move on to the taxiing aircraft on the runways and taxiways, or taxi lanes. So yeah, no need to elaborate too much on those, so with that being said, let's move on to the taxiing aircraft. Alright, let's start off the taxiing airplanes. Beginning right here, we have another Delta Connection Embraer ERJ-175, and yeah, this is my second one I have in my collection, and I'm really fortunate to also have this Delta E-175 as well, along with my first one. And she had just arrived from Los Angeles International Airport, where she arrived in Roseville at 2:06 p.m. And yeah, I do want to represent this route right here because, of course, last year I flown on a Delta E-175 from Los Angeles, well, not exactly Los Angeles, outbound Sacramento flight, and then into Los Angeles. So that was my flight back then. I think it was, if I can recall, I think that was December 9th of 2022 is when I had that flight. So really nice to feature this aircraft right here. And yeah, once again, I can't thank Gemini Jets enough for making this model in 1/4 of the scale. And yeah, it's a well-needed model in my collection, and yeah, really nice to have these, like, really nice to have all these Delta E-175s. No need to elaborate too much. I think I went into like a lot of talking during my first time I mentioned about this Delta E-175 in this airport update. So once again, it's a very nice model in my collection, and I'm very fortunate to have this model to represent my Delta Airlines collection. And entering the apron, we have this United Airlines Boeing 737-900ER in the Continental Globe livery. And she had just arrived from Denver International Airport at 8:51 p.m., which is the evening arrival for this aircraft. So I think there's a lot of flights from Roseville from Denver. I'm guessing maybe like 4 flights a day or 3 flights a day, probably around that range, or possibly rarely a 5 flight a day for Denver for United Airlines. So really nice to feature this aircraft right here. And yeah, another nice model from NG Models. Of course, I have the Evo Blue and this model right here, so really nice that we have both the Evo Blue and the Continental 739s from NG Models. And yeah, I think they also did a great job on this model as well, and I'm really fortunate to also have this model in my collection to represent my United Airlines collection overall. So really nice model from NG Models. Oh boy, here we have another new model featured in this airport update, and a well-known model within the model plane community, and that is the Delta Connection Bavarian CRJ900. And while this is the Gemini Jets March 2021 iteration, I still need to fix the landing gear because the landing gear is still close to each other, so hopefully I can do that during a spare time, who knows, but it's nice to feature this model in this airport update after getting this model from Airliners International 2023 from Flyman Models. Anyways, she's gonna be making the departure flight for Seattle-Tacoma International Airport, where she departed out of Roseville at 2:05 p.m., which is the afternoon departure for this flight right here. So once again, I'm really fortunate to get the CRJ900 in my collection, a nice addition to my Delta Airlines collection along with the E-135, and yeah, really fortunate to have one because like that model is absolutely rare. Probably like once it's released, it's already sold out in a matter of seconds. So yeah, hopefully they could do a re-release than that, and hopefully Gemini Jets can have as many stocks of the Delta CRJ900 before, well, of course, you know the drill at this point. But other than that, really nice to have one Delta CRJ900 in my collection. And the last model featured in today's airport update is the Delta Airlines Boeing 737-800 with the World Champion Atlanta Braves sticker. Really nice to have this model in my collection, although this is a Gemini Jet 737 mold. But all I can really say is they did an okay job on it, minus that placement of the Wi-Fi dome. I don't know why they like place it there, but other than that, it is what it is. It should be placed like a bit closer to the back of the airplane. But other than that, it's a nice model from Gemini Jets, and I'm really glad to have it. Anyways, this aircraft is gonna be making the departure flight. Actually, never mind. She actually arrived, well, I don't know what she's doing right there, but she had just arrived from Salt Lake City International Airport, and she landed in Roseville at 8:44 a.m. And this is the morning arrival for this aircraft. And yeah, I think what she's doing right now is she's gonna be like turning on one of the taxiways and therefore arrive at its gate. So I think that's what it's doing. I don't know why it's kind of like close to the runway, well, holding short, like the holding short position. But she's gonna be turning to one of the taxi lanes or taxiways, and then she's gonna be heading to her gate right there. So yeah, this Delta 738 and a World Champion Atlanta Braves sticker looks very nice, and yeah, really nice to feature this model in today's airport update. Before we move on to the final two aircraft for this airport update, I also want to mention this United Airlines Boeing 777-200ER in the Star Alliance delivery. Currently, she's getting towed into the maintenance ramp, and yeah, she's gonna do her 100 inspection checks, and yeah, all those maintenance and all that, checking to make sure that the aircraft is still airworthy. And yeah, also I do want to mention that that tug right there, it's actually a JC Wings tug. It's a JC Wings pushback tug that I got recently. Well, of course, I got during Airliners International, and yeah, nice to feature that tug. And yeah, I got more tugs for all these heavy airplanes. So that tug is basically for like all the wide body airplanes. So really nice to feature that to really represent it here in KRVL Airport. So that way it's not like a tiny tug that pushes a wide body airplane. Now this heavy duty tug will push back these airplanes. And yeah, really nice to feature that tug. And nice to get that model. I got like a great deal from Airliners. So yeah, very fortunate to have these tugs. Alright, we got two more aircraft that I'll be featuring in this airport update. Next up, we have the United Airlines Boeing 787-10 in the Evo Blue livery. And she's going to be heading out to, if I can check. Alright, here we go. So, 787-10, so United 787-10. She's going to be heading out to Newark Liberty International Airport, where she departed out of Roseville at 11:29 a.m. So, yeah, really nice to feature this aircraft again, although I don't feature this aircraft too much. But it's nice to feature this aircraft once in a while. But other than that, it's a nice model from NG Models, and this is their first iteration of the United 787-10. Their second iteration was from the September 2022 releases, but I decided to go for this one instead because it's a nice model from them. And yeah, a really nice model. I still need to do some cleaning because it's been sitting on my shelf for like a while. But other than that, it's nice to feature this model in this month's airport update. And to round off the December 2023 update, we have the Alaska Airlines Embraer E-175 in the Horizon Air Retro livery. Operated by Horizon Air, she's going to be heading out to Portland International Airport, where she departed out of Roseville early in the morning at 8 o'clock a.m. and currently she's on the runway for takeoff. So, as you guys already know, this was my flight early in December, so to be exact, December 8th, 2023, when I head to Seattle for my winter trip. Of course, I had a stopover or like layover in Portland, and then I go to Seattle on Alaska 739. So it's nice to feature this aircraft as the outbound leg for Portland International Airport, and this is another new model I decided to add. Of course, you saw this model from Massive Boxing 10 also. So yeah, this is a very nice model from Gemini Jets, and I'm really fortunate to have this model in my collection to represent Horizon Air from Alaska Airlines. And yeah, a very nice model from them. And yeah, the Alaska E-175 Horizon Air flight was absolutely very fun, and I'm not sure if I've flown this exact aircraft. I'm pre-recording this before, like a week before my flight, so I'm not sure if I've flown this, I'm not really sure if I've flown this exact aircraft, that's what I meant to say. So hopefully I do, but if not, then, well, who knows. But other than that, if I've flown this delivery or not, it was still a fun flight. So yeah, really nice to feature this aircraft to represent my flight from December 8th, 2023. So that is it for this month's airport update. Wow, what an update right there. So it was absolutely very fun, and yeah, I got a lot of things to say about the conclusion portion of this video, so I just want to jump straight into the conclusion right away. So without being said, let's jump into the conclusion for today's airport update. So without being said, let's do that. Alright, that's gonna do it for the Roseville International Airport December 2023 update. Overall, what an update. Plenty of new models right here, so I think if I could count, there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, probably like 8 models, 8 new models in there. So really fortunate to see the progression of Roseville International Airport in terms of these models and new GSE equipment as well. So as you can pretty much see, you can see like all these GSE equipments right there looking much better. Of course, these came from like Gemini Jets' older GSE equipment, and it kind of mixes between like the newer ones. And I also got a couple like the JC ones, the JC tugs. So as you can pretty much see, this is one of the models that had the JC tugs. And here's another one, my United 777 also has that JC tug as well. And yeah, overall, this airport update is pretty much like the end of airport updates for 2023. This is, of course, my last airport update for 2023. And yeah, tomorrow is New Year's Eve, and then after that, we kick in 2024. So I'm just super excited to see what Roseville International Airport has for 2024. And yeah, very nice stuff up ahead for next year, of course. And yeah, of course, we're gonna be like seeing some more passenger numbers here in KRVL. I'm hoping I can get Terminal 2 done or Concourse B done, so it'll be somewhere right there. Currently, it's still in the progress. Unfortunately, I was originally gonna plan out KRVL's Concourse B to be debuting in the January 2024 update. Unfortunately, I kind of had some delays with that, and unfortunately, I don't think that's gonna be coming out next year. But well, it'll be coming out next year hopefully. But it's not gonna premiere debut in the the January update, and then February and March. I'm hoping somewhere in between April and May is when my Concourse B would debut. But other than that, we got some player stuff right here. Of course, as you can see, these are all my gate assignments. You got United Airlines, Delta Airlines, and Air Canada's right there. Well, just the singular Air Canada right there. And yeah, overall, I do want to give an overlook at these models. There's some beautiful models that are here in my collection, especially the beautiful Delta Connection number E175. I'm very fortunate to finally feature this model in this airport update. Here's the second one at Gate Alpha 7, looking absolutely very nice. Wow, those are units. Those are absolute units right there. And I also do want to mention my CRJ 900 from Delta Connection as well. Looking absolutely very nice right there. And a couple of more models, the United 764 and the 8-2300 from Delta Airlines. And my MAX 9 is also right there too. And of course, as I mentioned already, here is my Alaska E175 Horizon Air Retro, representing my flight from December 8th from Sacramento to Portland. Very nice model from Gemini Jets, I'll add. But overall, I think we're looking good for Roseville International Airport so far. And overall, KRVL for 2023 is pretty much big. Of course, one of the best things for 2023 for KRVL are those 2 Air Canada flights. That's because Roseville, well, of course, Roseville International Airport is meant to be an international airport. So what a way for Air Canada to come here in June 2023. Another thing that I do like about KRVL for 2023 is of course, we celebrated a 1-year anniversary back in April 2023 with various airlines and very nice subscriber routes. Of course, I also want to mention Aviation LAS's Jersey Island route right there, looking absolutely very nice. And yeah, overall, yeah, I do got a lot to talk about because 2023 was pretty much a big year for me. So yeah, a lot of stuff ahead for KRVL. Let's talk about 2023 for a bit. So I think out of this entire year, 2023 has got to be the best year I ever had. And it's kind of second place, but well, not really exactly second place. 2021 is second place. 2022, it's third place, but I still like 2022. But I think 2023 pretty much tops off what I've seen within the aviation community for model planes, plane spottings, and various aviation stuff. Of course, with my rampaging job, I'm not sure if I have my badge as of now, but you'll just never know. But I might be busy throughout this time. And of course, next month I have college, so I might be busy. And yes, I am pre-recording this, so it's December 1 as of this recording, but I think this should be coming out before 2024, so kind of in the week of New Year's Eve. So yeah, but other than that, Roseville International Airport, this is pretty much everything for KRVL for 2023. And I hope you guys enjoy these airport updates for 2023. And yeah, a lot of enjoyable stuff that I had to offer for 2023 for KRVL and this channel overall. Of course, one of my biggest things for 2023 on my channel is my 5-year anniversary on YouTube, excuse me. That was a very special milestone for my YouTube channel. 5 years ago, I created this YouTube channel, and right now it continues to progress, get more subscribers, get more views. And yeah, I'm looking forward for 2024 for the 6-year anniversary in May 2024. But other than that, a lot of stuff in KRVL. I'm just really glad that 2023 was a great year for me. not just for me, but the entirety of 2020. Well, it's just a great year for me as an aviation enthusiast. I get to attend Airliners International 2023 in Dallas, Texas. That was an amazing experience, and yeah, I can't wow, that's probably one of my best trips in the year overall. One of my best trips. Of course, I had my Philippines summer family trip in July 2023. And yeah, it's very fun. But Airliners International 2023, I'm glad I get to interact with all these aviation enthusiasts from across the country. But yeah, especially Connor, Dwight, JJ Skippy, Aviation LAS, and I could think various of people who attended Airliners in Dallas. But it was absolutely very fun, and yeah, while all these memories were still coming in my brain, I can't wait for 2024 in Kansas City. I think I'll have a video coming out by January, somewhere around that time, and hopefully I can have an announcement video also posted on that time too. So I'm just eager to see on how that's gonna turn out. But other than that, I'm just super excited for this overall. Just super excited for 2024 overall, and yeah. But other than that, it's just a very fun year for me. I get to be with all these people, interact with them on social media, and yeah, it's just absolutely very fun. And I hope I can do that again for 2024. Surprisingly enough, 2020 year, I think I've been flying I think this is the most time I've flown this year. So I've flown I think, let me rephrase that. So 2023 is pretty much my year for flying, so I think I get to fly more than what 2021 and 2022 had. Of course, to summarize all my trips for 2023, I had my San Diego day trip, which is back in March 2023. Then I had my Airliners International 2023 trip, Airliners trip in June 2023. I had my family trip to the Philippines in July. Then I also had my December trip going to Seattle. So that's pretty much the year of flying, and hopefully by 2024, I hope I can do more of that, probably increase more times of me flying than just 2023. But yeah, 2023 holds the record for my most times I've flown. So really nice to see right there. And yeah, overall, I haven't been filming too much mass unboxings, of course, with all my budgeting, excuse me. But at least I get to premiere Mass Unboxing 9 and Mass Unboxing 10 for you guys. And currently right now, I have a couple of models that are going to be coming. Those were all my Black Friday models. Mass Unboxing 11 should be coming soon, hopefully within next month or so. But hopefully I can try to get those out before I start college. And yeah, I still got to pre-record some other stuff for my college stuff, all my YouTube content while I'm still in college. Of course, I'll be very busy during college time, so expect some delays on videos. I think I already talked about on my winter update that I have a schedule change for January 2024 that's going to be starting soon. So eager to see on how that's going to turn out. But other than that, I've been talking for 9 minutes already. But to summarize everything, 2023 was a great year for my channel, and overall I can't thank you enough, everyone. I cannot thank everyone enough for watching my videos this year, and I can't wait for 2024. And yeah, I'm just super excited for what 2024 has to offer, and I hope you guys are as well. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for today's video. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I know I've been talking so much for a long time. That's because I just want to summarize this entire year and this entire airport update in one video, because yes. But other than that, I'm just really glad to get this out for you guys, so we can roll into 2024. So expect to see some kind of similarities from the 2024 airport update for Roseville International Airport. And yeah, overall, I'm just super excited for 2024, and hopefully we can start off strong with the January 2024 update for Roseville International Airport. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and turn on that post notification bell so you won't miss a video like this anytime soon. And don't forget to check out all my Roseville International Airport updates by clicking on that playlist, and you can check out all my airport updates from there from the start to now. And let's end off this video with the Delta E175, because that thing is an absolute unit right there. Wow. Thank you so much, Gemini Jets, for this model right here. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Yeah, I already said it already, but thanks for watching, everyone. What am I gonna say? Oh yeah, anyways, Oh yeah, kind of like messed up. I'm sorry, guys. I kind of like. Oh yeah, there we go. So sorry, I kind of like messed up. I was just talking about everything in this video overall, and I kind of lost track. But we'll just end this off with Adulty 175. So that's it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Anyways, good night.